Hello guys, what is up? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Hope you're having a great day. We're back for another Dark Souls 3 stream. In this one, we're going to be taking on the main area boss for the Road of Sacrifices. Originally, I was going to go a little bit further into the swamp area, into the next part of the area that we're in. I was kind of unsure whether or not I would continue along the Road of Sacrifices, stay for some invaders, or do the boss fight. I had even toyed with the idea of doing the boss fight and going on to the next side area of the game. I'm still kind of playing around with it in my head, so depending on what the chat looks like, if there's any movement through the chat, I will sort of adjust accordingly to see what you guys want to do. The main thing is we're definitely going to take out that boss that's closest to us in the area. I misspoke a little bit when I called the bonfire I was at the end of the episode part of the same area. While it is part of the Road of Sacrifices main area on the actual bonfire, when you sit down, that's what you'll see. It is referred to as something else. It's referred to as the Farron Keep, so that could be considered its own area. But for the purposes of the actual main area inside the bonfire, they are all under the Road of Sacrifices. So you could consider it part of the Road of Sacrifices, but technically that leads in a different direction as far as lore goes. So what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to start back at Farron Keep and just grab one thing. Just one thing really quickly. I kind of wish that I didn't teleport back to... I kind of wish I didn't teleport back here after what I was doing, but I did want to slave a couple more things out just to make going through a little bit more convenient. I didn't want to give myself too many weapons that I would be focusing on too early in the game, although there were a few things just for convenience sake that I wanted to pick up, so I went ahead and did that off stream. There's one item in here that I'm grabbing very quickly. As you can see, my poison meter is building up. We are now in the real swamp, as they say. We just want this one thing here. Don't really care if I get poisoned. Now, there's a plethora of other items around. I'm going to be ignoring them all for the time being. I really only wanted that one Estus shard. So having grabbed that, we're just going to head back to Firelink very quickly. I wish I just had stayed here and did this one thing on stream. Now we got a few souls that we can use. The main reason we're coming back here again is for that Estus shard. I figured it would be a little bit better just to grab that one quick item since it's right there.
In good health, wasn't he?
We're going to go ahead and reinforce our Estus flask one more time. We'll allot our Estus here over to the same regular flask we've been putting it in. Go ahead and confirm that.
Pretty be careful.
Whoops. Gonna reopen this here. Gonna make sure that I'm caught up on my end on the stream. There we go. And so for the soul level range for this area, again, it is, I believe, 20 to 30. Yes, so it's pretty much, for this area, is 20 to 30. Right now we're 25. We're going into a boss fight. We could definitely stand to level up here. As we go into either of the next two areas, again, one of them being its own side area, the other being technically part of the Road of Sacrifices. However, it is referred to as something else. Both of those areas do have the same soul level range and weapon upgrade level range. That will be a little bit higher than we need to go for the purposes of the boss fight. I stayed at 25 thinking that I would probably do an invasion video. That never happened. The work schedule got a little bit got a little bit to be, with my chores, to be too much. So I took a couple off days, and I didn't do that video. I figured I would play with an old friend and just have some fun while I was on Dark Souls. I didn't really want to do a stream that day, but today we're going to go ahead and get ourselves the rest of the way up to 30. As we're going into that boss fight, we can afford to optimize a bit more. So these levels will definitely be...
Very well.
If we can afford to just buy one here, then we will do that. I'm not sure what they cost at this point. We're a little bit short.
Farewell, Ashen One.
So we're gonna go ahead and just really quickly. We got one for the fire. Now again, I'm assuming that you wouldn't have these in your playthrough. This is just because I don't feel like taking the time to farm. I might farm for Covenant items later, but I didn't really want to farm for souls. I figured it would take too long to actually make this series of videos if I had to farm.
Well, very well. Then take note.
Now we do have a few free levels. I forget exactly. I used one of them, but we have a certain amount of free levels waiting for us over at Yol. Those are still free. I'm going to buy these ones while they're cheap. We can level up 5 times. So I feel it would probably be good to put 1 point into Vigor, 1 point into Endurance, get that a bit more caught up with our Strength. I don't really want to do anything with Dexterity for a while. Vitality could maybe go up a point. And then I could afford to put a point into Strength. I could put 1 point into Dexterity, but I don't really need it for anything right now. I don't want to put it into Attunement yet. I may go ahead and put another point here to kind of get that to pull ahead of my Endurance a little bit. Next time I'll go ahead and put a point into Endurance. But it is kind of tempting to put another point into Vitality. Pushing Strength ahead would look like... wouldn't be terrible to do. I think what I'm going to do... I'm going to go ahead and put the point into Vigor. That's getting to be kind of important at this point in the game. So yeah, I like that stat spread. I think next time I will plan to put one into Endurance and Vitality if we're doing 2. If we're doing more than 2, then we'll put some into Strength, Endurance, and Vitality to get those caught up a little bit more. For now, I like this. Our Vitality is already pretty far ahead of our Vigor. So I think that is probably the best thing to do for now. It gets us up to 30. Puts us in a spot where we're still inside the soul level range. Albeit at the sort of the far edge of it. So going into the boss fight, this will put us in a really good spot. So we're going to head back over to Crucifixion Woods. We could even afford to bring our weapon level up, but again, we did use a lot of Titanite shards in the last episode, so we probably won't be leveling up right now. As far as our weapon reinforcement goes, we're kind of stuck. Now, since last time, you might see some new items in my weapon inventory. A couple small things I slaved out to myself. Nothing that I felt like I would really be leaning on that closely right now. But again, we're going to go through this area, the short little path here to the boss fight, and we'll be taking a couple things out. If there was anyone who wanted to put their sign down to be summoned, now would be the time. Again, before the boss door works as well. Go ahead and just once more get caught up on my stream. I had another window open. Yep, we're good. Alright, so we're going to go on through. I don't see anything on the ground right now, so we're just going to go ahead. We picked up pretty much everything that was going to be important to us in this swamp, in this first part. Takes an awful lot of stamina to swing this huge thing around. Really quickly, I'm just going in, checking my levels here. I think game volume's probably fine. It always feels like it's going to be too loud. Crystal gem's pretty nice, but again, it's funny that they always give me the crystal gem when I don't want it. Whoops. Could try out a pyromancy on him, but I just don't want to waste the FP. Yes, again with the plunge. Now, we've got a different path this time than the one that we've been taking when we're in this little fort here, castle, building, whatever you want to call it. We've been going this way, the way the crystal lizard is. We're gonna go this way this time. I did hear something. Got a sign here. Oh, it's Egon. So that's an NPC. This is the one that we met earlier, the one that I warned you about not killing. He will actually help us out here. Have to make sure that we don't have a problem with a hole in the ground. I got a poke too, friend. Egon, come on now. Man, the pew-pews are strong with this one. We are actually going to just optimize this a teeny bit more here. I don't like that. I hate that, actually. I want this here. That's better. Alright. If there were any signs, they would be here. Kind of got that all taken care of for right now. So with Egon here, we're going to head on in. We are going to get ready for this. Boss here, the Crystal Sage, has a couple stages that it goes through. This is its first stage. Pretty tame. Sort of teleports through the ground to different spots and emits these crystal things around. Search for the purple ichor. Oh, I am gonna have to heal after that. Now we're going into the second stage with the music cue. We're only concerned with the purple one. Ah, we were so close. That is so frustrating. Ah, man. Didn't manage the health bar. Well, we'll get him next time. Nope. I don't even care about any of you. Nope. I only want for blood. Come on, Egon, where you at? Cool. Oh, come on! You're going down! Gonna get you! Oh, no. You going down. And with that, we take out the Crystal Sage. Good going, Egon. Sometimes that fight's really easy. Today it was actually kind of difficult, not gonna lie. I've never not done that on the first try, so that was quite the battle. We get this bonfire here. Crystal Sage is the name of the bonfire. We do notice that we still have activity in this area. Even though that was the main boss for the area, we still do have more to do underneath the Road of Sacrifices main area. So now we have a choice to make. We're going to go back to Firelink real quick. But when we come back to this bonfire, it's sort of a split in the road. So we can either continue through this area that we're in, or we can do the side area. Soul level ranges are the same. The weapon level ranges are also the same. So now, we have some leveling up to do here. So for the next areas, we're either going to need to be... as far as our soul level range goes, we should bring ourselves up to 35. The range is 35 to 45, and the range for the weapon is +2 to +4. Being as though our weapon is already +2, we're kind of good. We could put it at 3, but again, we don't have those resources. And as far as the bringing our soul level up, that's easy. We can go ahead and buy some more levels while they're cheap.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart's desire. Very well, then touch the take now.
Let's see, we can afford a couple. We're gonna go ahead, get this level up done all at once. I think that'll cover it.
Well, very well, then take.
Yep, perfect. Alright, so last time we said that we'd put a point endurance, vitality. So there's 2. We've got another 3 points that we can put. So I think I'm going to put 2 into strength. 1 more into vitality. However, it's quite a choice here. Kind of like that. Before I do this, we never even checked. Could have had it better. This is going to be tough. Yeah, I think I'm going to put a point into vitality.
Well, very well, then taken.
I think we're going to do vitality, endurance, vitality, vigor, vigor. Kind of like that. So then next time we can get our endurance up and our strength up. And then maybe put 1 more point somewhere weird. Like dexterity or something. Kind of like this for now.
Farewell, Ashen One.
So what can we afford to wear now? That helped quite a bit. So we did pick up a pretty cool shield last time. We picked up the Grass Crest Shield. Very important item. This shield, basically, although it's not the best at being a shield per se, it's not bad. And on top of that, it regens your stamina, which is amazing. It parries, pretty friggin' cool. This is usually an early game favorite. The Knight Shield is, in truth, better at being a shield. But the Grass Crest Shield does have more stability unupgraded, so that's something too. So now we kind of have some choices here. We can just about wear this. We can the Night Shield is just as heavy. Let's see here. We can probably put the War God Wooden Shield on. And that would be an upgrade. We'd still have our weapon skill ability. We'd just be taking a little bit of a hit on our magic damage. So that might be okay. Really quickly, we're gonna, I need to refresh my stream again. There we go. Yeah, really quickly, we're just going to go ahead and check a couple things to see what we can wear. Maybe we take the cestus off. Oh no, I might just do this though. Put the cestus back, and then just go for something a teeny bit lighter. Thinking this is pretty good. I could go even lighter. Have to do this for now. How does the fashion look? Can you see my arms? We have to hide those arms. Yeah, so we that actually isn't bad. I kind of like that. So that'll sort of help out with us not putting the point into endurance. We pulled our vigor ahead a little bit there. It's ahead by 2 points. Our strength and our vitality are kind of a little bit are evened out. We'll probably want to start pulling our strength ahead. Maybe we'll put 1 or 2 points into dexterity as we go through, but that's sort of an afterthought. For now, I kind of like this. So I think we're going to head back over to that last bonfire that we were at, and then we'll decide what direction to go. Really hard decision to, decide what area to do. I think I might go ahead and take the side area first, because there's a lot of things to discover in the rest of what there is to go through for the, I suppose you could call it the Farron Keep area. It's technically part of the Road of Sacrifices. So there's a lot there. I think that's going to at least be another episode on its own, not even including the boss fight. I think for now we're gonna take our path to the side area. I think I like that idea. So if we go around this way, sort of hug the wall to the left, you get a path here that goes upwards. There's several drop downs. We hear that twinkling sound again. Yeah, we definitely wanted that. No question about it. Oh, another one. Sorry, buddy, but I need your stuff that you got there. Now let's see where everything's at. Got a couple of bigger enemies down that way. Sounds like they heard me. Oh yeah. I don't like trading with these guys because of the bleed. Rather close on there. Rubbish. I should have known. Let's see. We can be a little sneaky about this here. Alright. That one is usually not that much of a chump. That was pretty cool. Pick up our Herald set. I almost went to go sit down at that. Across the bridge here, we'll get another... I believe we have something over here. Yes. Get something over here. So we go ahead and we light our bonfire. We go ahead and sit down at it. What do we see? We see Cathedral of the Deep. So this is going to be the side area that we now have access to. This is the first bonfire, the namesake bonfire of the area. Many don't consider this the real Cathedral of the Deep bonfire. It's kind of a little later. It's got a different name. But for now, that puts us in a pretty good spot. We did a few things here. I think I'm going to keep this one kind of short because we have what could be called the entire Farron Keep area to go through. There's a lot there. That'll be an episode. And then we have this area. There's quite a bit to talk about in this area. I don't really want to split this one up strangely. I think if I split it up, it'll be for pacing reasons or length reasons. So I think having this open to us and having this open to us, I'm going to cut this stream off here, keep this a short one. Thanks, guys, to anybody that's watched, anybody that's commented. I hope you guys have a great night.